Christians are pied by Muslims, not by Christians. Muslims are pied, not by Christians. Akinyemi. Former Minister Professor Bolaji Akinyemi has urged Nigerians to look past President Trump's bombastic language and focus on the fundamental question of whether citizens are paying. To which the answer is unequivocally yes. He cautioned against descending into religious civil war by debating which faith suffers more casualties. Speaking on Arise News, Akinyemi clarified that Christians are being pied by Muslims, not by fellow Christians, while Muslims are being pied by their fellow Muslims, not by Christians. He emphasized that primary goal should be stopping all pines regardless of victims' religious affiliations, rather than engaging in competitive victimhood that deepens division. Don't mind them, everything, they turn it into competition. No, they are buying our own people too. No, they've buyed our own people more. Why do people like competition? According to now, they do competition with death. According to Akinyemi, the most sensible statement on the issue came from Pastor Risha Jaffa, who suggested President Tinubu should approach Trump to explain his intention and request 100 days to prove his government can tackle the situation. He stressed that after years of failure, stretching back to the Chibok girls' kidnapping under Jonathan, Nigeria must demonstrate capability to address the crisis. Professor Bolaji Akinyemi said, so let us pardon Trump for the bombastic language that we know Trump. He's used to that. But the basic questions we should ask ourselves are Nigerians getting pied in Nigeria? And the answer is yes. Let us not get into a religious civil war. It is not a question of whether Christians are getting pied or Muslims are getting pied. Christians are getting pied, but they are getting pied by Muslims, not by their fellow Christians. Muslims are getting pied not by Christians, but by their fellow Muslims. What we would like to see is that the pines should stop. And to me, the most sensible statement I've heard made on this question within our circle in Nigeria is that by Pastor Risha who has said that our own president should approach Trump and tell him that what he intends to do and ask him for 100 days to prove that he can tackle the situation that is at hand. Abi? As Evergreen says, you have said it also, there is massive wine and the wines are done by Muslim Fulanis, stinking, smelly terrorists, dirty sewage pits, cow fuckers. Trump should send one bomb to Sokoto Caliphate to wipe out those bastards and peace will return to indigenous Nigerians. Matthew says, some people say they are ISWAP. Are they not Muslims? Don't worry, Christians will soon have blood in their face. Extreme News says, Islam is evil. An Islamic extremist group, Boko Haram, successfully infiltrates northern region, buying Christians. Aminu Umar, you are a tenant of hellfire, whose father Satan has brainwashed into lying against Igbo state. Muslim pigs like your forefather, Uthman Dan Fodio, is right now in hellfire. Prophet Muhammad was a fornicator who snatched his uncle's wife. He died. His corpse was eaten by a wild pig. Islam created terrorists. No be small thing. David Ugadu said, let the division open wide and let everyone live in peace in his own land. Muhammad Aminu Umar says, sorry, Prof. You are wrong. Who are the ones doing the buying in Plateau, Abia, Anambra, and Benue? It is Muslims now. The buyings in those states were done by Christians. That's a lie. A very big lie. And it is Muslims that were buyed. Include Southern Kaduna and Taraba buyings by Christians. Muhammad, you did lie. You are a liar. Okafawandi says, what if Trump had not intervened? These leaders are acting in complicity. Yes. They were acting as if they don't know what was going on before. If not that Trump came to say anything, they are acting like, oh, what's our business? What's our business? God bless you, sir. Idonwe says, well spoken. Idris Dan Kwano says, terrorist has no religion, so please don't contradict the subject matter that you are an elder statesman and highly respected. I don't understand. You people that shout Allahu Akbar when you are buying people. So what do you mean by they don't have religion? They do have a religion. Who are the people that are always saying Allahu Akbar? Is it not the Muslims? Adeboye says, but I've never heard of any terrorist shouting hallelujah after they are buying or saying Jesus is Lord or anything. It is Allahu Akbar that they're always shouting. Do we shout Allahu Akbar as Christians? Because I don't understand. Mohammed says, can you explain the devious shenanigans that happened 2010 and South Africa with a private jet being apprehended full of arms which belongs to Orisha Jaffer, the previous president of CAN. It's 15 years ago now. Kindly explain with wisdom, not a fight. Peter Adeyemi replies and says a group of northern leaders imported terrorists into Nigeria to make the country ungovernable for GEJ. The military could not fight the terrorists because they are compromised. The South Africa issue was a covert mission to acquire arms which is meant to protect the Southerners from the invading terrorists. It's more than 10 years now that the imported terrorists have been buying Nigerians in both North and South Nigeria. This SA mission was intercepted and leaked by the same terrorist sponsors. And it says, let nobody fool you. The mine on their is among their games, so that those who doesn't understand feels is the same. No, it's not. They buy their people that are opposing them. Terrorist organization movements have agenda. Professor, what is Fulani terrorist agenda in Nigeria? That is the blindness of Christian leaders in Nigeria. God asks who are blind like my servant. They changed their name Boko Haram to bandits, 3 headsmen, 4 farmer crash, 5 Miyetti Allah movement. What is the agenda? Your land or your blood? Adiba says simple truth, no more, no less. Okay, I've read that before. Joy says, God bless you, sir. You have said the truth, and I'm happy for that. How many people can just talk in a simple, truthful language like this? Volume says, Professor Kemi, you will make heaven. God must continue blessing you and your children. I thank God you don't have bias. Martin Zadekunle says, but all this narrative and debate about who is mine is becoming a tug of war. Apart from this Islamic terrorists in North, mine both Christians and Muslims. But majority Christians because of their Islamic agenda. But in the East, the wines is not by Muslims or terrorists, it is by IPOB. They are Christians though. How are you so sure that it is IPOB that are buying people? Femeni says this is the basic truth. The whole buying in Nigeria has been carried out by the Muslim terrorist group. They attack Christians and also by their fellow Muslim brotherhood. Dr. Mike Elvin says, God bless you. If Ayomi says, no talks, every Nigeria should sue for peace. Kelechiko says, Muslims are the ones buying Christians. Muslims are the ones buying fellow Muslims. Muslims are the ones buying people of other faiths in northern Nigeria. So whichever way you look at it, Muslim fundamentalists are the ones doing the genocide of which Christians are involved and of which Trump is interested in. So our leaders should work with him to eliminate these terrorists. Any other reservations has a hidden agenda. Kelechiko says the fact remains that the killers are Muslim terrorists. One mascot says foolish propaganda. Okay? At God says Professor Bolaji has always stood for the truth, not minding whose ox is God. That's good. My listeners, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.